Hello. Hello, 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 hello. So is Mark in the dog box or was he just kicked out because there's no space? What is the poor Mark? Poor Mark. Okay, so the weather is lovely. We're going to go kayaking again. I have to say, I have known this my whole life, but the weather does influence my mood significantly because earlier this week I was ready to kill someone or something, and now I'm like full of happiness.
Yeah, you chose the wrong country to live in.
I didn't choose this country to live in. Louis chose it for us.
If your mood's going to be influenced by the weather.
So, and Louis knows this because winter Didi is not a nice Didi. And every year, I think Louis kind of just thinks he's going to have to send me back to South Africa. It's horrible. And then the summer comes and I'm fine. And then last week happened. And then it's just like, I'm not ready for the next winter yet. Can you please just send the sun back, please? The global warming has been doing as well. You guys.
Okay, Donald.
I don't mean that I want it to happen. I'm just saying it had a good influence on our summers, weather-wise. Okay, slow, relaxing yoga today. So you can lie down on your back.
Can I just check if Ferdinand is in the room?
Fadi, we want to know if you're in the room. You can text Louis. Why do you have a message for him, Louis?
Well, I just want to know if he's there.
He wants to know if you're there. He wants to know if you're there and if you still love us.
Moira Rose.
Moira Rose, do you still love us, Fadi and Marianne? I think they're a bit upset with us because we think quite mean to them. And when we say we, I mean I, not Louis. But he has to, unfortunately, because he's married to me, he gets the blame as well. I was mean to them. I'm a mean person. Okay, bring your feet to the floor, nice and close to your bum, and just take your legs from side to side. So yes, Fadi and Maria, please let us know if you're there. And if you're still upset with us.
It's radio silence, Didi.
Oh no, I don't think they're coming kayaking with us.
They
They're avoiding us.
They can't, can they? Because of social isolation.
What do you mean? They sit 2 meters away on the beach. We don't have the same kayaks. They have their own.
Oh yeah, that's true. They do.
I'll just do this for an hour and I'll see you on the end.
Although Ferdinand asked if you could join our bubble, he said.
Because of my head. Okay, leave your legs to the left. Tanya, are you there? Are you going to come to the beach today? Or do you have to clean the house?
She's going to play golf, isn't she?
I'm just going to play golf. That's okay. That's acceptable.
So she can see Divan.
All the way over to the other side. I'm making fun of our friends today.
She wants to spend some time with Divan. She has to play golf.
So she has to play golf. He's in love with his golf ball. And back to the middle. Hug in your left leg. Take the right leg to the floor. Push it down if you can. Give it a nice big hug in. And then we're going to take the right hand, grab it over that left knee, take the other hand down to the floor and just pull that leg over towards the right. Nice and tight. Keep it nicely tight in. Nicely tight in. That's not even a word. And roll it back to the middle. Keep that leg open. Lift the other leg an inch off the floor. Make sure that you've got that navel to spine as soon as you lift, so make sure your back is okay. Keep this left leg hugged in nice and tight. And kind of see if you can split the two legs out, pushing that straight leg way out. Flex the foot. And that straight leg, so the right leg is just going to go up and down. With you holding in your navel to spine. So this is kind of a navel to spine hip flexor activation. So you're trying not to arch your back at all, trying to keep it neutral and straight. This leg pushed in is helping you keep that pelvis in a posterior tilt. A tailbone tuck. And just take that leg all the way down again. Put this bent leg on top of the other thigh and cross it over. Shoulder down, opposite shoulder down, and don't overdo it. Just a light twist. Now you can grab your hand and really go for that hamstring tendon at the back. And pull this knee up a little bit and rotate over. See if it helps a little bit with the intensity of that twist. Keep your navel to spine.
Well,
No. He knows he's not going with us today.
oh, it's the press, isn't it? I don't want him in a kayak, he'll go crazy.
Brown. He hates the water.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because
why.
I threw him in the ocean when he was little. I didn't do that at all. Rotate back all the way to the middle and switch legs. Take the other leg down, relax it down, push it down, and hug this right leg in. Take the left arm, cross it over the right knee, and push this leg towards the right, but keep it hugged in nice and tight. This is quite an intense little stretch. Not a lot of movement in the stretch, but it has quite an intense little feeling there in your hip if you do it right. So don't go for over rotation, just go for that pull and crossing over feeling. So Louis, for instance, is doing it completely wrong again.
Am I? Why?
I don't know.
What
You
am I
don't
doing?
listen.
But look, I do exactly what you do.
No.
What am I not doing?
Are you pulling the leg into your chest?
Yes,
No.
I try. This is as far as it will go.
I wonder why he has back pain. I have no idea. Rotate all the way back to the middle. Keep this leg hugged in. And again, just activate that TVA. Keep your navel to your spine. Lift up the straight leg. Flex that foot. Push it out quite a bit. And then just go up and down without arching your back and without doing any movement, but keeping the back straight. Keep that navel to spine tuck. Take that leg all the way down. Put this foot on the thigh. Cross it over. Cross it over first, just normal crossover. Go into that twist. Do not push this leg down to the floor, please. Just let it hover where it goes. Keep the opposite shoulder down if you can. If you can't, it's fine. If you're kind of rotating there halfway, if you can actively try and push that shoulder down as far as you can, that's also fine. But just be aware, you might put your leg on the floor, and that's the reason why you can't get the opposite shoulder down. So maybe just hover that leg a little bit higher and force the shoulder down. A lot of talking. Now take this top hand, the left hand. Find that bit of your hand, the beginning of the flat bit of your hand, I don't know what you call it, over the hamstring tendon. Pull that leg in and cross it over, and that should stretch it a little bit more specifically, a little bit higher up. If your joints in your lumbar spine is quite stiff and needs mobilization, this is going to be quite tough for you. So just breathe into that one. It might loosen it up. That might, it has to. And bring it back. Oh, slowly all the way to the middle. Bring both feet in underneath your feet. Do a few spinal curls, and remember, you're using your TVA to do the movement. You're tucking your tummy in, you're lifting up your back bit by bit, you're snaking it like a snake, snaking it like a snake. Up and down. I hate my voice. I should stop talking. Up and down. Let that loosen up a little bit. And unfortunately for all of you, you know what's coming. We're going to do that bridge hold again.
Yeah.
So feet nice and close to your bum, knees forward, feet forward. Thoroughly enjoy. And we're going to hold that. Now, what I would say, if you... What is he saying?
Right. He's saying maybe he's there, maybe he's upset.
Oh, Fabi, come down, says no. Okay, so just your knees can go out once you're up, but just to control it, if you have something to push against when you go up, like a block or something, you can use that just to guide your knees. Feet forward though, so don't try not to turn it out like that. And then slowly lift up into your bridge. Shrug your shoulders under a little bit just to help you with that back and neck ache. Now, once you're up, tuck your tailbone in, tuck your ribs in, feet forward, knees forward. Make sure your neck is comfortable because you're going to hold it. And then you can choose to wherever you want to put your feet. If you're really uncomfortable, you can heel toe your feet to the side of the mat. Just as long as your feet looks forward and your knees track over your toes, that's absolutely fine. It gives you a little bit more space, but that's completely up to you. And just hold that. And what we're going to do, like we did earlier this week, is you're going to try now and just close your eyes and start to concentrate on what you're going to do with every breath. So on every inhale, you're going to push your bum up and relax your ribs a little bit. And then on every exhale, you're going to keep that bum tuck and drop the ribs. So you're keeping the height with your bum, but you're just dropping the ribs a little bit to straighten out your back. And then you're going to inhale, pushing up again, just a little bit, not a massive push. And exhale, drop the ribs down to keep that straight and line. And then do that. Exhale, pushing up a little bit. Inhale, bring the ribs in. Now, while you do that, and you're concentrating on it, your knees is probably going to relax a little bit. So just straighten them out again. You can put a little bit of pressure into your feet to lift up, and just hold that. You can put your hands underneath your hips to guide you. You really just have a choice, but stay there. Think of the ribs. Remember that tailbone tuck. Squeeze those knees in a little bit. Don't knock knee it, but just make sure they stay active. It's not a massive problem if you don't. So if that's really difficult for you, don't worry too much. And just hold. Oh, I've got a headache in this position. Too much sun. Drop the ribs. Tuck that tailbone up. And it's going to start to burn. You're going to start to feel it. Tuck the ribs. Tailbone up. Now heel toe your feet to the side of the mat. Let's ease a little bit on those knees and legs. You can push a little bit higher, tuck that tailbone up. Drop the ribs. Get the knees straightened out. So don't let them go to the side, go onto the side of your foot. Forward everything, just a little bit wider. And hold. Ribs in, tailbone up, feet forward, knees in line. Keep that tailbone up. Shrug your shoulders under if it gets sore. And slowly take it down.
That was unnatural.
Once your back is down, slowly lift up your legs and just hug in your knees. Roll from side to side. Are you okay, Louis?
I just don't think that's natural at all. I don't like reach. I like it less, but I have to stay in it for 5 minutes.
Circle your legs in your hands. Just relax, tuck your chin in. Just let your bum loosen up a little bit. And the other way. Good news is it's Relaxy Sunday. So
yeah, I know.
The whole poses will be followed by a nice and lengthy stretch you hold. Take your feet to the floor. We're going to cross our left leg over our right and drop that knee back. Push it back again. Tuck your chin in a little bit. Tuck your ribs in. Navel to spine and just push this knee back a little bit. Hold that position. You're very out of breath, Louis. Okay, now bring the opposite leg in. You can either grab below your hamstring, pull it in, or over your shin. That's up to you. Try not to strain too much because you want the stretch to happen naturally. So lower back on the floor flat. Don't lift up your bum. So go underneath your hamstring first. And then just pull this leg in gently. Use your elbow to push this knee back 90 degrees as you pull it in. And that's nice. And then what we tend to do is we tend to lean towards the leg that is bent, crossed over. So if you are doing that, slowly rotate back. You've got the right leg in your hand. Rotate towards the right, and you should feel that stretch immediately as you go over towards the right. You feel it, Louis?
Yeah.
Now, stay that side. You're not completely over because that's going to be unnatural. just slightly towards the right. Keep your boat so that you still have balance. Push the knee out and pull that leg in as it loosens up. And relax. Tuck your chin in. Let that leg stretch. Keep the back flat on the floor. See if you, once you've loosened up a little bit, see if you can grab over your shin and pull the leg in a little bit more, but do be careful not to lift up your lower back. That tailbone stays down, the back stays neutral. If you can pull that leg down a little bit more, and then again, rotate yourself over to the left, so the easy side. Pull the leg in a little bit closer when you're on that side. Have you done that? Okay. And now make sure the back is down and then start to rotate over towards the right again. Stop before you roll over. You don't want that. You just want to shift the balance a little bit towards the right. You should feel that. Pull it in. If there isn't any numbing or tingling or anything strange that doesn't feel normal, then please unhook yourself and just put your feet down on the floor. And rotate back to the middle. Take the leg down, feet to the floor, and we're going to switch sides. So the right leg is going over. Push that knee back first, just to see if you've got that ability. It's not a crisis if you don't. So nice little external rotation there. Now, grab underneath your hamstring again first, and relax your shoulders. You won't be able to drop it down. No one has arms that long. Just relax them. My dad's the only person who can. And tailbone back down. And then you will notice you do lean to the right now. And now rotate yourself over to the left. Keep hugging in that leg. Don't overstretch it. And stay. Close your eyes, tuck in your chin. And just get those external rotators to let go, relax a little bit. Oh, look at you being more flexible.
Me?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Doing it below the knee is really helping for my back, because I think I used to lift my back up quite a lot. If I try and do it above.
This person does not listen. But you have to listen to him. I just want to clarify that.
I do what you do with recipes. I interpret loosely.
Apparently, I don't follow recipes now. Okay, rotate back towards the right, then grab over your shin if you can, but please don't if you can't. Go all the way down again. You're in a little tighter now, and then rotate back towards the left. I can't tuck my chin in from this angle. I'm straightening my neck. Towards the left a little bit, let that stretch. All I can say is when we do this one so slowly, it could have been a pigeon. Could have been a lot worse. So, you always have to be thankful for little miracles. And rotate back. Unhook the leg. Take the feet back to the floor. Just do 3 spinal curls to get that back straight out and mobilized again. Hug in the knees and roll it up, finding your balance and rolling down again. So we're going to roll up and roll down, roll up and massage your back. So round it out all the way to the top. You can go onto your hands and knees. Did you enjoy that, Louis?
Yes, I struggled a little bit with the balance bit.
Onto your hands and knees. Now wiggle your bum down onto your heels and walk your hands forward and fold double so that the chest and everything is going down onto your legs and your bum is staying down as far as you can. And take your time. So if you struggle with that, come up high enough to push back and feel that connection with your heels. And then hold it there. Because it's a slow class today, we're going to really, really go for this child's pose, which is such a good stretch for the lats and anything that might be tight in your back extenders. So push back. So you've got that downward dog push back, and your bum touching your heels. So if your bum is not touching your heels, come back a little bit up, higher, push it down. Is your bum touching your heels?
Yeah.
You're lying.
It is touching my heels.
Okay.
It's physically on my heels.
Now, once it touches, walk it forward a little bit and push back. The whole time holding in your tummy, your TBA. Your back is also active, so you're not slouching down and trying to push it down by rolling out your back. It's still nice and active. There's still that pivot in your hip. Walk it forward a little bit more, but push back. And hold that, because we need to let them let go a little bit in order to keep that flexion in the hips. And a little bit forward, keep pushing back. See if you can hold the bum on the heels without lifting it up. If you start to feel that lift, come back higher. And now just go to where you can. Relax, navel, everything.
But not bum on heels anymore.
No, bum on heels.
Okay.
If you can't do it, come up a little bit.
Is it still there?
No. And now cat stretch all the way up onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees in underneath your hips. Cat stretch up. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Open up those hands so that your palms doesn't take a beating. Drop one leg down, keep the other leg bent, and try and drop that heel down. Now with this, make sure the shoulders is locked out and straight. The tummy is tucked in, the back is straight, and that leg you're dropping is dropping down actively. So the quads is engaged, you're pushing it down with your quads. We're only doing one leg, so the other one is taking a rest. And then switch. Again, activate the quad, push the bum back a little bit. You should feel that stretch quite a bit if you do that bum lift. Nail spine, shoulders locked out so that you can hold this position for quite a bit. Fingertips on the floor. Push back. I lack dorsiflexion, so this is impossible for me. I can't go very far. And lift up onto your toes. Just rock forward, shoulders over hands, tummy tucked in. Now push the bum back, keep the tummy in. Push back as far as you can before you drop, and then drop the heels down. Behind your toes, you can walk your feet in just a little bit if you're too far away. Keep the tummy tucked in. Activate your legs, so engage your quads, push it back actively. And we're going to lift up the right leg to bring it into our chest. Step it into the front of the mat. Bend the front knee in. Push back that back leg. So again, you're feeling a calf stretch there. You're pushing back quite a bit. That leg is completely active. And just hold that stretch. Do you feel that in your calf?
Yeah.
Legs strong. So the quads are completely engaged. Now just shake out your wrists while you're pushing back that leg actively. It's a big stretch. If you don't feel it, you push back harder. Hands to the mat, step back to downward dog again. Onto your toes, come forward a little bit. Straighten out, push it back, drop the heels. Shoulders engaged. Lift up the left leg, tuck it into your chest. Bring it to the front of the mat. Bend that front in, push back. Very actively on that back leg. So you can push it. It feels almost stuck when you push it very hard. Don't over push it though. You don't want to rip off your calf muscles. But you want quite an extension of that back leg. A knee extension. Quads active. You can shake out your fingers again. Push back. And step it back to downward dog. Knees to the floor, elbows down. Okay, so I hate this. I'm going to cheat it, but please you don't cheat it. We're going to hold the plank for not 5 minutes because I can't even hold it for a minute. But we're going to hold it until I'm tired, so that's good news for you. So shoulders over your elbows, grab your hands, tuck your toes back, and also zip your legs together. If the legs are zipped together, you can hold it higher and longer. Tuck your toes under, push it into a low plank. Tuck that bum in, zip those legs together, and we're just gonna hold it there. Now you're more than welcome to just lift up the bum and then push it back, just for a little bit of variation. On that ball, push away from your shoulders. Keep the navel to spine. You can rock a little bit if you want. Zip your legs together. Tuck that bum in. Keep that navel lifted. Now breathe. Navel to spine. Shoulders engaged. Bum tucked in without dropping. Legs strong, engaged, extended. Knees down. Was that long enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Was that long enough? I can't do longer. Push back to child's pose. And again, start from the top. Push your bum onto your heels. Push it back. Navel to spine, lengthen out your waist and start to walk it down. Keep that bum down. Relax. I can't do it, man. It was horrible.
Like a plank?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nice.
I couldn't hold it long. Could you have held it longer?
It could have done.
Oh,
But
no.
like, the abs from yesterday was far worse, I think.
Really?
Yes.
See, the abs I can do for hours, but I can't do that. I can't hold something. I get so bored. My veins in my head wants to pop. Onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Again, get that heel drop. Engage those legs. And we're just going to walk it into the front of the mat, or just the middle of the mat, really, it doesn't matter. Just heel toe your feet hip distance apart. And bend your knees, fold over your legs. Relax your shoulders back and down. You can grab behind your legs, straighten out your waist, and just hold it there. Relax your neck. And now you're just going to rock forward and back, heel to toe. Don't go too much because you're going to fall on your face. Because you're in bound just behind your legs. Just forward and back. That's nice. And release your arms. We're going to lift up into a tabletop. Tummy in, back straight. Go onto your toes if you can. And then slowly drop your heels down. Now your tabletop can also be here on your knees. You can still go onto your toes. You don't have to touch the floor. If you're straining to touch the floor or your back isn't straight, then this is your tabletop. I don't want to see anyone straining to the floor. If it doesn't come natural to you, then don't try and make it natural because it's not going to be. So hold on to your knees, please. Hold that tabletop, navel to spine. You're going to straighten out that back. You've got a gym class. You can feel all these external obliques engaging as soon as you lift up. If you are holding onto your knees, you're just going to let go. If you're on the floor, you're just going to lift up. But you're still going to have a tabletop. Now go onto your toes without falling. And put them down. Tabletop. Now you're going to try and pivot, straighten out, all the way to the top. Engage your legs, you can bend them if you want. Shrug the shoulders back, tuck that tailbone in. You should have had a tailbone tuck coming up. Shrug the shoulders back again. Relax your hands next to your sides. Keep that navel to spine, tailbone tuck feeling. And we're going to dip into a tabletop again. Do bend your legs. You don't have to have straight legs for this. It feels quite funny with straight legs, and you have to have quite a lot of mobility in your hip joints to be able to do that. So please bend it if you have to. Go back to that tabletop, straight back, gym floss holding position. Hands off the floor, keep the tabletop there. Engage the abs, the external obliques, internal obliques, navel to spine. Everything there is working very hard. We're going to swish the arms back like an airplane. Hold that. Engage the legs you're standing on. Legs you're whatever. If you're not standing on
what choice do you have?
You're doing it on your hands and you're
You don't engage your legs, just randomly fold.
And lift it back up again to the top. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Shrug the shoulders back. Now bend the knees. Hands in your hips. Bend the knees into that squat. Just rock your knees forwards. Keep the heels down. As soon as your heels are lifting up doing that, you've gone too far.
So knees over toes.
Knees over toes. Hands into your hips to just take the lats out. And just hold that. That's a nice little dorsiflexion. Now see if you can bend your knees more, tracking forward and come down without lifting up the heels. Only go to where you can. Some people won't be able to do this at all. You've got this strain going down your calves. The feet is still down. Hands is in your hips. Come all the way to the floor. Straighten out your legs forward, bend. Bend your knees, heel toe your feet to the side of the mat, feet forward or just beyond the side of the mat. Feet forward, and then go into your tabletop position again. Just walk forward a little bit so that your bum isn't pushing back and it's more or less aligned with your ankles. Tabletop position, legs engaged, and then go into a nice little forward bend. Pivot from your hips. Pivot from your hips. Keep the tummy in. I just rock back. Don't try not to rock back. It's quite easy to do. So stay 90 degrees above, and you should feel that pulling in your calves as well. Come back to the tabletop. Bend the knees a little bit. Lift up all the way to the top. Take a nice deep breath in. And hands into your chest. Step it in. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Bend the knees, just go to the floor. Step back on your left leg. Keep that leg straight, push back. Put that knee down. And lift up into a high lunge. Straight line from fingers to knee. Tuck that tailbone way in. Hold that position. You're going to take your left arm over your right knee and drop the other one down behind you. And just touch your leg. You're going to go into that rotation. Keep straight. And just hold that. Whatever you want to do with this arm, I'm binding it to get into the rotation even more. Rotate back, hands to the mat. Step it back to downward dog. Forwards to plank. Hold the plank. Zip your legs together. Tuck your tailbone in. Shoulders about above arms. Hold that. You can put your knees down if your wrists doesn't like it. If you put your knees down half diagonally behind you, you'll find holding that plank position. So just do that. If you struggle or you just don't want to do it anymore, tuck that tailbone in. Zip your legs together. Knees down. And slide onto your tummies. So come down onto your tummies. Put your hands to the corners of the mat. Elbows and shoulders align more or less. And lift up your chest, breathe up into that Sphinx. Hold that Sphinx. Try not to hold it with your hands. Try and hold it with your chest lift. Lengthen out your spine. Don't push into your lower back. Tuck your chin in. And roll it down. All the way to the floor. Tuck your toes, bring your arms next to your sides. Tuck your toes under, go back into a downward dog. Lift up your left leg. Bring that knee to the front of the mat. Put the back knee down. Lift up into your low lunge. Hold that straight line from your fingertips to your knees. Tuck that tailbone way in. Way, way, way in. You're going to bring the right arm to the outside of the left knee. And the other hand can either bind or just go to the back. Tuck this bum in. Tailbone tuck. Really squeeze it. Squeeze, squeeze. Oops. Look around. Rotate back, hands to the mat. Just go back to both knees. We're going to go into a puppy pose to finish, which is a lovely thoracic twist, twist extension. So you're going to walk, your bum is staying above your knees, or you can push it back, it doesn't really matter. And you're walking your hands down until your chest touches the floor. So chest, floor, forehead wherever. Let your chest go down. Mine is not on the floor at all. And just do that inversion of your back. Nice thoracic extension. If you've got a lot of forward lean issues and your back is really sore there at the top, this is nice. You will see your chest going down. Just keep your tummy in. The tailbone lifted. Chest. Someone walks through the front door now, they're going to really think this is a strange house. Now come up, it's quite difficult, so please don't hurt anything. And sit back on your knees, shrug your shoulders back, just shake your arms out. That's quite tough there on the shoulders if you don't have flexibility there, so I hope you're okay. But usually not everyone pushes, you just want a little bit of a curve. You don't have to put your chest on the floor. Shake it out, then take a nice deep breath in, navel to spine, tuck everything in. Hands to your chest. Enjoy your sunny Sunday. We're going kayaking with Fad and Mariette. No pressure, no pressure. Okay, that is it for the slow class.
Thank you.
And those stupid holds. Don't like those holds. Okay. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely Sunday. See you at 5. You know who you I'm talking to. Bye. Bye. Have a lovely day.